And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a sunny afternoon in Highland, Kansas, at the Highland Community Ballpark as your Highland Scotties will have their home opener this afternoon against the North Iowa Trojans out of Mason City, Iowa. Defensive lineman from the Scotties this time for game this 9 inning affair in left. Oops, give me Greg. I guess I gave it away. All right, never mind. I think I got it. In left, number 22. Okay, Ivan, I'm getting a lot of feedback on the microphone. Now, let me turn my thing down. Lineup for Scotties in left field, number 22, Jacob Hansen. In center field is number 5, Cody Houston. In right field is number 10, Tanner Dungan. Around the infield at third base is number 16, James Parks. At shortstop, number 2 is Logan Rycraft. Your second baseman is number 4, Gates Glassel. At first base is Ryan Greisinger. Behind the plate is number 30, Wyatt Nowak. And on the hill for the Scotties this afternoon, number 1, Josh Moore. Moore is a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, left-hander, seeing his first action of the season. And a throw down to second base, and we're ready for baseball. Leading off for the Trojans, number 3 is Malik Ziegler, a sophomore out of Des Moines, Iowa. This is the Trojans' first game of the year, so I have no stats other than the sophomores from a year ago. Again, 68 degrees, the wind out of the west at 22 miles an hour, gusting to 31. According to the latest information, the first pitch is high and upstairs for ball 1. Ziegler is the center fielder for the Trojans. They come in with a deep fly ball left. It'll curve foul and be well out of play. Trojans ranked 13th in the NJCAA Division II preseason poll. They're the NJCAA Division II North Plains champions. They were 49-16 a year ago. Went to the national tournament. That pitch stays upstairs, 2-1. They won 1 and lost 2 games in the national tournament. A year ago, they had a team batting average of .333. Their team ERA was 5 again last year. Pitch down low. Count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to count to the leadoff batter here in the top of the first of this 9-inning affair from the Highland Community Ballpark in Highland, Kansas. Pitch down low, ball 4. Russ Karn bringing the play-by-play. Ivan Baida up above bringing you the video action this afternoon here. Fastball outside corner. One game this afternoon. We'll be back. We will have video action tomorrow of the 3-game series. Highland will take on North Iowa at 12 noon. Ground ball foul as the breaking ball came in on the fist. Highland will take on Cloud County at 2:30 tomorrow. And then Cloud will play North Iowa in the late contest. Ivan and I will be at the field house bringing you the women's and men's basketball games against Heston tomorrow afternoon at 1 and 3. Then we'll be back with the play-by-play on Sunday. Game starting again at 12, 2, and 5 on Sunday. Women's and men's track and field teams are at Pittsburgh State University this weekend for the Region 6 Indoor Championships. Softball got their season underway with a 10-2 victory over North Central Missouri out of Trenton earlier today. Ground ball, third baseman Parks knocks it down. Throw to second base for the 1, not in time. So they get the lead runner on the fielder's choice. Now batting number 3 batter and the shortstop, number 6 Robbie Glendinning. He's a sophomore out of Perth, Western Australia. A couple of players from Australia on the Nyack roster this year. First pitch taken upstairs for ball 1. Temperature is supposed to continue to go down. Supposed to be in the upper 50s come Sunday. Tomorrow is supposed to be really nice with the wind not becoming a factor. Right now the wind blowing out to dead center field, again at about 25 miles an hour. So any ball in the air could be an adventure for the outfielders. Breaking ball misses outside. Okay, and the count goes to 2-0. You'll notice the brand new scoreboard in left center this afternoon. Just purchased before the season started. He's down low, ball 3. Josh Moore in danger of walking his second batter of the contest. Moore again out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. 5'11", 170-pound sophomore left-hander. On the hill, getting his first action of the season. Snap throw to first base. And we have a balk, and the runner will go to second base. Home plate umpire immediately stepped out and made the call. So the Trojans have a runner in scoring position with 1 down here in the top of the first. Three and 0 count to the batter. Glendinning, swing and a miss. It's on a fastball up around the letters. The count now goes to 3-1. Lady Scotties underway right now against Seminole, Oklahoma, down in the Cowtown Classic, down at Fort Worth, Texas. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. He blew it past him. Count now goes full, 3-2. Score is tied now 1-1 in the top of the second in the softball game down south. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball up around the eyes. That's going to drop in behind the first baseman. Runner will round third and head for home. And the Trojans are up 1-0 on a bloop single to right. That'll bring up the cleanup batter, number 7, Troy Bullingham. Bullingham plays right field. He's the sophomore out of Perth, Western Australia. Batted .332 a year ago as a freshman. Played 63 ball games. Had 214 at-bats with 49 runs and 71 hits. 16 doubles, 8 home runs on the year. He drove in 58 runs as a freshman. Takes the fastball upstairs for ball 1. Austin Ledoux in the on-deck circle, the first baseman. Pitch foul back. The count evens out at 1-1. 1 out, 1 on. 1 run on the board for North Iowa. And we're still in the top of the first inning. 1-1 pitch coming from Josh Moore. Check out the runner at first base. Line drive out to center field. Center fielder cannot make the play as they got up on the hill. The runner will round second. He's going to head him for home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he is safe. Highland said he tagged him, and home plate umpire said no. And Coach Rick Everly too have to complain, but I honestly believe he missed him. Ledoux goes, or excuse me, that's Bullingham standing at second base with a double to center. And now at the plate, Austin Ledoux, a sophomore out of Hastings, Minnesota, batting .301. And so the home plate umpire is going to give the Highland dugout a warning. Ledoux batted .301 as a freshman, 56 games played, 176 at-bats. He had 39 runs on 53 hits, 7 doubles and triples, and 12 home runs a year ago. Breaking ball misses the inside corner for ball one. So excitement coming early here at the ballpark in the first home opener for the Scotties this year. 2-0 in favor of North Iowa. They normally go by the center Nyack. That one misses down low for ball two. Glad to have everybody watching us this afternoon. We got 36 computers hooked up at one time at our stream right now. Feel free to join me on the right-hand side on the chat room. Let me know who you are and where you are, and I'll be happy to give you a shout-out this afternoon. Doesn't matter if you're one of us or one of ours or one of them. We'll be more than happy to give you a hello. 3 balls and no count, or no strikes is the count. To number 24, Austin Ledoux. And a 3-0 pitch. Taken out on the outside corner, right at the letter, says home plate umpire. So 3-1 count, runner on second with 1 down here in the top of the first inning. And North Iowa leading Highland 2-0. Moore comes to the plate, popped him up. Coming back, still in play. And that's going to drop into foul territory. Josh Moore had an opportunity to get it. The wind blew it back into play. Again, the wind blowing out of the west at about 25 to 27 miles an hour, gusting over 30. So the count now full on Austin Ledoux as he has life. As Highland could not make the play. Moore comes set. Delivers to the plate. Breaking ball high outside. Ball 4. Second walk given up by Josh Moore, and head coach Rick Everly is going to come to the plate. Or come to the mound. Spencer Hollerand, a sophomore out of Sheffield, Iowa. Batted .349 a year ago as a freshman. Played in all 65 games. Started all 65 games for the Trojans. Starting left fielder here this afternoon. Batted .209. He had 209 at-bats. 68 runs on 73 hits. 13 doubles, a triple. 4 homers and 42 runs batted in. Coach Everly has returned to the dugout and gave Josh Moore an attaboy go get him, and he's got 2 runners on with 1 out here in the top of the first. Check of the runner at second base. And the pitch to the plate. Fastball to the letters. Foul back and out of play. And it's 0-1. Moore has thrown 24 total pitches so far in the ball game. 12 strikes and 12 balls. He's given up 2 runs on 2 hits. And walked 2. Gets the sign he wants from the catcher. Womack pitch upstairs. Count evens out to 1-1. Again behind the plate for the Scotties this afternoon, Wyatt Nowak. He's a freshman out of Karn, Missouri. Way back, and that baby is out of here. That one goes over the right center field wall, a 3-run dinger, and it's now 5-3 or 5-0 in favor of North Iowa. And that's going to bring up number 19, Brandon Mitchie, a freshman out of Brisbane, Australia. He's the starting third baseman for the Trojans this afternoon. Batting in a number 7 hole. First pitch to Moore. Ball low and outside. Again, the Scotties will play tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon versus Nyack. Then they'll take on Cloud County as that pitch catches the outside corner. County evens out at 1-1. Then Nyack will take on Cloud County in a 5 o'clock game. Coming up on Sunday, Highland will play the first and third game of the day. But we'll bring you all those broadcasts tomorrow and Sunday. Although tomorrow there will be no play-by-play on the 2 ball games. Moore delivers the 2-1, swing and a miss. Going to pitch down. Count goes to 2-2. Josh comes to agreement with the catcher, and here's the pitch. Slider misses the outside corner, and the count now goes full at 3-2. Payoff pitch to the Trojan third baseman. Popped him out left-hand side. That's going to drop and get past the outfielder. Going to round second, head for third. He's going to go in with a stand-up triple. Now batting number 18 is Blake Whitecotton. He's a sophomore out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, batting 200 a year ago. Again, this is the first ball game for North Iowa of the 2016 campaign. Strike on the outside corner is called. Breaking ball, strike on the inside, on the outside edge. So Moore ahead on the count against Whitecotton, batting a number 8 hole. Comes to agreement with his catcher, and here's the pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 1. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Got him looking. First strikeout for Josh Moore. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, number 21, Jonathan Cruz. Cruz is a sophomore out of Corozal, Puerto Rico. He batted .249 a year ago. He's the designated hitter in this contest. Slider catches the outside corner on a pretty looking pitch there from Josh Moore. Cruz had 189 at bats a year ago, scored 51 runs on 47 hits. Has a pitch on the inside corner. And now Josh Moore is ahead on the count, 0-2. Strike 3, struck him out. So back-to-back strikeouts in the inning, but not before Nyack puts 5 runs on the board in the top of the first. We go to bottom of 1. You're watching this Scotties Sports Network. Defensive alignment for North Iowa here in the bottom of the first. In left field is Spencer Holleran. In center field is Malik Ziegler. In right field is Troy Bullingham. Your third baseman, is Brandon Nietzsche. Shortstop is Robbie Glendingy. Second baseman is Connor Enoch. Your first baseman is Austin Ledoux. The catcher is Blake Whitecotton. And on the hill for the Trojans, number 22, Dan Lotes, a sophomore out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, with an ERA of 3.97 a year ago. The right-hander. He's going to face the Highland lineup of Rycraft, Houston, and Park here in the bottom of the first. And Logan Rycraft will lead it off. Logan's a 5'8" 170-pound sophomore freshman out of Mount Vernon, Missouri, batting 100. He's played in 4 ball games, got 4 starts. At the Scotties shortstop. First pitch high and inside, ball 1. Rycraft's been to the plate 10 times this year. 2 runs, 1 hit, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. Pitch taken at the letter, evens the count out at 1-1. Scotties finished last year 15-38, tied for 8th place with Independence in the Jayhawk East with an 11-25 conference record. Count now goes to 1-2 on Rycraft. Foul ball left-hand side. The count will remain 1-2. Scotties have a team batting average of 189. Team ERA of 8.74 after the 4 games down in Oklahoma at Carl Albert State. Fly ball, right field. And that gets out there, made easily by the right fielder. There's 1 down. That'll bring up Cody Houston, the center fielder. Houston, 6'1", 170-pound sophomore out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, batting 125 on the year. He started 2 games, played in all 4 so far this season. 8 at-bats, no runs on 1 hit. He's not walked yet this year, but he struck out 3 times. Scotties coached by Rick Eberly in his 24th year. Eberly's record of 453 wins and 724 losses. Rick, the winningest baseball coach in Highland history. Foul ball left-hand side. That'll skew foul. Be well out of play. Count goes to 1-2. James Parks, the Highland third baseman in the on-deck circle. 1-2 upstairs, and he swung and missed it. First strikeout of the afternoon for Dan Lotes. That'll bring up the number 3 batter in the Highland lineup this afternoon, number 16, James Park. Park, 6'2", 295-pound sophomore out of Toronto, Canada, batting .214. Lead the team in homers with 2. Lead the team in RBIs with 4. Also lead the team in total bases with 9 on the season. Took the first pitch for a strike. That one misses inside. Count goes to 1-1. James has been to the plate 14 times, got 3 runs on 3 hits. Of those 3 hits, 2 of them were around trippers. Count now goes to 2-1. Lotes winds up, pitch upstairs, count 3-1. So Dan Lotes in danger of walking his first batter this afternoon. Starts from the wind up, the right-hander delivers, foul ball back and out of play. That'll take the count to full. Scotties trying to stop a 6-game losing streak. They lost the last 2 games of the year. Ball 4, and Highland has their first base runner of the afternoon. Now to bring up Rob Ruzicka. Ruzicka's a 5'8", 190-pound sophomore out of Springfield, Illinois. Leads the team in batting with an average of .429. Played in all 3 ball games this year, started 2. Been to the plate 7 at-bats. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 double, 3 RBIs. He's batting .571 with runners in scoring position. Runner gets back in time on a snap down throw down to first base. Park has not attempted a stolen base yet this year. At first base, Dan Lotes on the hill, checks the runner at first. Now delivers the pitch. Fastball, right at the letter for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the cleanup batter, Rob Ruzicka. Ruzicka being the DH this afternoon. Breaking ball cuts through the strike zone for strike 2. Scotties trail it 5-0 here in the bottom of the first. Big shot for Nyack with a 3-run homer with 1 down. Pitch upstairs. Count now goes 2-2. Again, turned out to be a beautiful afternoon, northeast Kansas. A great day in February for baseball north of I-70. Temperature in the upper 60s, around 68 degrees. Expected to be near 72 this afternoon. The wind's what's going to be a problem. It's coming out of the west at about 20 miles an hour, gusting to over 30. Pitch misses outside, and the count goes full. So Dan Lotes in danger of walking his second batter of the inning, as Ruzicka with a full count at the plate. Check of the runner. Now here goes pitch. Foul ball back out of play. Highland had to hit and run on. Again, Rob batting .571 with runners in position. Lotes cannot come to an agreement with his catcher. We've got time called. Step off the rubber and runner goes back. First baseman playing behind James Park at first base with 2 outs here in the inning. Payoff pitch, 3-2. Foul ball backing out of play. Wyatt Nowak, in the on-deck circle should Ruzicka get on base. Lotes gave up 4 home runs a year ago as a freshman. Payoff pitch, runner goes, strike 3, got him looking. So on the 8th pitch of the at-bat, Rob Ruzicka goes down looking. And that'll end the Highland threat. We go to the top of 2. It's North Iowa 5, Highland 0. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Starting left fielder was injured on the play out in the left, diving for a ball. Well, I already had Jake out there, so unless there's a difference in body style. Top of the lineup due up for the Trojans. Malik Ziegler walked to lead the ball game off. Was taken off the base paths on a 5-4 fielder's choice. Back in the top of the first inning. First pitch from Josh Moore goes high and outside for ball one. Moore threw 40 pitches in the first inning, 22 strikes and 18 balls. He gave up 5 runs on 4 hits. The big one was a 3-run homer by Spencer Holleran. Count even at 1-1. Here's the pitch from Moore. Ground ball right at Park. Crow hopped to first base. There's one down. Nice stop by James Park at third base. Now Connor Enoch will be at the plate. Enoch hit it at a 5-4 fielder's choice and came around to score the first run of the ball game for the Trojans. Curveball stayed upstairs, ball one. Fastball misses just off the edge inside. The count goes to 2-0. Foul ball for a fastball in the outside corner. That'll be well back and out of play. Again, the Trojans ranked number 13 in Division II in the preseason poll. And they finished last year at 49-16. This is their first ball game of the 2016 campaign. They took that for a strike. He couldn't pull the trigger. Foul ball back and out of play. I want to give a shout out to Andrea Bullingham watching us from Australia. Also want to give a shout out to Saskatchewan, Canada. Ray Marchiroda. At 28 degrees, he says. Strikeout for Josh Moore. That is his third strikeout of the ball game. That'll bring up Robbie Glendinning. Single to right. Back in the first inning. Takes the first pitch here from Josh Moore for a strike. Fastball low and inside. The count evens out at 1-1. And again, thank you all for joining us this afternoon on the Sky Sports Network. Feel free to let me know who you are and where you are. Mr. Marchiroda says he wishes he was in Kansas. I bet you do at 28 degrees, young man. Pitches outside. The count now goes 2-1. We're not done with winter yet here in northeast Kansas. But it's been mighty nice the last couple of days if you didn't mind the wind blowing so hard. That ball misses outside. A lot of power poles went down, a lot of tree limbs down. The wind gusting over 50 miles an hour from times overnight. So Josh Moore on the hill, a sophomore out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. About to deliver the 3-1 pitch to Robbie Glendinning. Fastball taken to the left. That's going to drop in front of left fielder. And Denning, is on for now. 2 for 2 in the contest. That is the 5th hit of the ball game for the Trojans. That'll bring up Troy Bullingham. Bullingham doubled to center field last time at his plate. First pitch to the young man from Australia is a strike. Troy again batted .332 a year ago as a freshman. Drove in 58 runs, 8 home runs, and 16 doubles. The big rip on that one, and he missed it. Down the count 0-2. So Josh Moore looking pretty good here after you get through the lineup of the Trojans in the first inning. He struck out 3 of the last 5 batters he's faced. There goes the runner. Line drive out to right. That's going to be dropped in front. Runner will go to third on the play, and they had the hit and run going on. So an 0-2 pitch gets singled out to right, and the Trojans have runner in scoring position. Austin Ledoux now at the plate. Ledoux earned a walk back in the first inning. Second walk given up by Josh Moore in the contest. Foul ball right back here to the screen. Count 0-1. 2 on, 2 out. Runners at first and third for North Iowa, as they lead the Highland Scotties here 5-0 in the top of the second inning. Scheduled 9-inning ball game. Sure enough, Moore, high leg kick, delivers. Strike on the inside corner, says home plate umpire. Josh ahead on the count, 0-2. Left the ball out over the plate for Bullingham, and an 0-2 count. He slapped it out to right. Just bluff throw to first base. The runner goes back. We'll see who Moore and Nowak come up with here. Breaking ball outside. The runner will not advance as Nowak gets on the ball. So 1-2 now to count. Park comes in and gives Moore a little bit of encouragement. So 1-2 count to the batter, Austin Ledoux, sophomore out of Hastings, Minnesota. Ledoux or Ledoux, I imagine that is. Fastball fouled right back here. Josh Moore's thrown 60 pitches so far in an inning and 2/3. 36 strikes and 24 balls for the sophomore out of Bartleville. Peers in, gets the sign he wants. Quick check of the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Line ball right back up the middle. As a breaking ball hung up in the strike zone. And the Trojans are now up 6-0. Seventh hit of the ball game for Nyack. We'll bring up Spencer Holleran. Holleran with a 3-run homer over the center field wall. Last time at the plate, back in the first inning. He had 4 round trippers a year ago as a freshman, driving in 42 RBIs. He walked 40 times, struck out 40 times. Fastball. Catches the inside corner for strike 1. So an 0-1 count to the left fielder for Nyack, Spencer Holleran. Holleran, a sophomore out of Sheffield, Iowa. Fastball lifted into fair territory. The wind's going to blow in out there. Shortstop goes out, and he will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. But Nyack puts 1 on the base. They leave 1 on the base path. They get 1 on the board. We go to bottom of 2. It's North Iowa 6, Highland 0. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Lady Scotties tied up with Seminole, Oklahoma, 2-2 in the top of the fourth, down in Fort Worth at the Cowtown Classic. Also join the Scotties live stats online out of the Highland dugout this afternoon. Go to the JL Conference website at KJCCC.org. Click on baseball. You'll find Highland in the standings. Click on that, and that'll give you the links for both the video and the audio, and the live stats. Temperature now 70 degrees under bright sunshine. Wind out of the west at 8 miles an hour, gusting to 21. So leading off the bottom of the second for the Scotties, Wyatt Nowak, 6'1", 235-pound freshman out of Karn, Missouri. He sends that one out to deep center, and one ball or one pitch and one out. And that'll bring up number 10, Tanner Dungan, a 6'3", 180-pound freshman out of Omaha. He's been at the plate 5 times this year. No runs, no hits. He's walked twice and struck out once. Tanner, the starting right fielder for the Scotties. And he's quickly down in the count, 0-2. Dan Lotes on the hill. He's thrown 27 total pitches, 17 strikes, and 10 balls. That ball lifted out to left center. Right for the center fielder, going back to win. Pushes it up against the wall. And Dungan goes in with a stand-up double. The wind helped that one as it got over the head of the center fielder in left center field. And the Scotties have their first hit of the ball game. Next up, number 32, Ryan Greisinger. Greisinger is 6'4", 250-pound freshman out of Cameron, Missouri, batting $125. He's been to the plate 8 times this year, 2 runs on 1 hit. He's walked 3 times. He's yet to strike out in the contest. Checking the runner at second base. Curve ball stays upstairs for ball 1. So the Scotties with a runner on with 1 out. After the double to left center by Tanner Dungan. Loach checks the runner. Had a strike taken as Ryan couldn't pull the trigger. Greisinger, starting first baseman for the Scotties this year. Dungan at second base has not stolen a bag this year, has not attempted a bag. Ground ball off the fist, shortstop has it. Across the diamond, in time, there's 1 down, the runner will stay at second base. 5-3 on the put out. Now to bring up the number 9 hitter, the left fielder, number 22, Jacob Hansen. Hansen, 6'3", 210-pound freshman out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas, batting .200. He's been in 2 ball games this year, started 2 ball games, out and left. 5 at-bats, 1 run on 1 hit. One double, 2 RBIs. He's batting .400 with runners in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch coming from Dan Lotes. Lollipop curve caught the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. Hansen's not walked yet in the contest, but he struck out once. in the 2 games he played. Loach with his head on a swivel going back and forth from second to home. And that pitch down in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher. Blake Whitecotton behind the plate, the sophomore out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, with a nice stop. Two and one to count to the number 8 batter in the Highland lineup, Jake Hansen. Fastball off of the fist. That's going to curve foul and get well out of play. And the count evens up on the Highland left fielder, Jake Hansen, 2 and 2. Loach gets the sign he wants and comes home with it. Fastball dribble foul behind home plate. Gates Glassell in the on-deck circle. Should Hansen extend the inning? Scotties trailing at 6-1. 6-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. 9-inning ball game here. 1 contest this afternoon. We'll have 3 games tomorrow, with all 3 teams playing 2 apiece. Got him going on a pitch down inside. They'll have to throw to first base for the out, and they do to retire the side. Scotties leave 1 on the base pad. They do not score. We go to top of 3. It's Nyack 6, Highland 0. We'll be back in a second. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Whitecotton and Cruz due up for North Iowa here in the top of the 3rd. They're 7, 8, and 9 batter in the lineup. Facing Josh Moore. Moore's thrown 63 pitches so far in the contest through 2 innings of work, 39 strikes and 24 balls. Giving up 6 runs on 7 hits. He has struck out 3 and walked 2. Nyack with 5 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd. Have the 6-0 lead. Quick check of the stream, and we've got 53 people watching it this afternoon. Glad to have all of you out there tuned into the Sky Sports Network. Feel free to join me on the chat side of the room there. Let me know who you are and where you are, whether you're one of them, one of us. We're more than happy to give you a shout out this afternoon. Ivan Baida up above, giving you the camera action. Russ Karn down here with the play-by-play. First pitch taken by Brandon Mitchie. Here's ball 1. Mitchie, the third baseman, tripled to left center back in the 1st inning. Ground ball right back up the gut. Blake Whitecotton, the catcher, now to play. He's the first strikeout victim of Josh Moore this afternoon. Went down looking. And that in. Whitecotton again, sophomore out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, batting 200. A year ago as a freshman, I say. Again, this is North Iowa's first contest of the 2016 campaign. They'll play 2 games tomorrow and 2 games on Sunday before heading back to Mason City. Fastball. Oh my, that was strike at the letters. 2-1 to count. Runner on first. And nobody down here in the top of 3. Popped him up on the outfield. That's going to be out there, well out there, well out there. And that one crawls over the right center field fence. Didn't appear to be hit that hard, but it got up in the wind, blowing out the dead center field, and the wind helped it out of the ballpark. So 2-run homer. And the Trojans are up now 8-0. Second round trip for the ball game given up by Josh Moore. That'll bring up Jonathan Cruz to DH, batting number 9 spot. Cruz went down swinging to end the Nyack first. Takes that pitch for a strike. Nyack now with 8 runs on 9 hits to my count. Pitch misses low and outside, the breaking ball. Couldn't find the strike zone. More from the wind up. There's a breaking ball going to be foul down the first base line. Josh has thrown 72 pitches through 2 innings of work. He's thrown 44 strikes and 28 balls. But he trails the contest 8-0. Another breaking ball. That one down low. Can count 2-2. Jonathan Cruz at the plate, a sophomore at Corazal, Puerto Rico. Batted .249 a year ago as a freshman. Foul ball left hand side. Gets that one out of the breaking ball. Drifted almost high and outside. Want to give a shout out to Richard Eckberg watching from Sydney, Australia. The wonders of the internet. Ground ball right back up the middle as that one whizzed past Josh on the hill. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup. And Malik Ziegler. Ziegler 0 for 1 officially. He walked in the first and grounded out to the third baseman in the second. Still nobody down here in the top of the third. Nyack with 2 across, making it a 8-0 ball game. Oh, 1 count to Malik Ziegler, sophomore out of Des Moines, Iowa. That pitch misses the zone. Hello there, kiddo. Zap throw to first base, and Cruz dives back with a head first slide. Pitch misses the inside corner. Now count goes 2-1. Lady Scotties leading Seminole, Oklahoma 4-2 in the top of the fourth down at the Cowtown Classic in Fort Worth, Texas. Highland will play 3 games today down in Fort Worth and then 2 games tomorrow before heading home. Strike on the outside corner, even to count out at 2-2 on Malik Ziegler. Lady Scotty return home for a doubleheader against Maple Woods at the end of next week. Scotties have foul ball on a check swing, keeps the count 2-2 for Ziegler. Scotties game number 1 here right now of a 5-game homestand, as North Iowa and Cloud County will play each other in Highland tomorrow and Sunday. Ball taken out to right. That's going to drop in there, go all the way at the wall. off of the netting. Right fielder has trouble getting a hold of it, and the runner will hold at third. And going with a stand-up double is Malik Ziegler. And here comes head coach Rick Eberly. Got a right-hander warming up in the Highland bullpen down the right-hand side, or down the left-hand side. So North Iowa with runners at second and third, and nobody down here in the top of the third, and an 8-0 lead. And I believe Coach Eberly's stalling for time. He's going to make sure the home plate umpire comes out and nudges him along, I'm sure. And we're giving our relief guy in the left-hand corner plenty of time to warm up. Here comes the home plate umpire if he gets a fresh supply of baseballs. So we're going to leave Josh at the ball game. I'm sure Coach Eberly had a little comment to make to the home plate umpire. And Connor Enoch's at the plate. Enoch's reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning, then struck out looking in the second. And the first pitch taken to him is a strike. Enoch, a freshman out of Des Moines, Iowa. Again, I do not have the player heights, weights on the Trojans. They did not include that in their roster. Pitch misses inside, 1-1. Now the count on the second baseman for the Trojans. Moore gets the sign he wants and delivers the pitch. Ground or line drive right back up the middle. That's going to score 2. And going into first base with a triple to center, or a double to center, or excuse me, single to center. Twelfth hit given up in the ball game by Josh Moore. That's going to bring up the number 3 batter to shortstop, Robbie Glendinning. Glendinning, 2 for 2 in the contest. 2 singles, 1 to right, 1 to left, and Rick Eberly's going to come out on the hill, and that's going to be all for Josh Moore. So while we've got a change in the pitching, well, let you know that coming up tomorrow, women's basketball, men's basketball at Ben Allen Fieldhouse in Highland as Heston comes to town. Lady Scotties tip it off at 1. Scotty men tip it off at 3 o'clock. Those ballgames will be broadcast over the Scotty Sports Network. Softball takes on Des Moines area at 11 a.m. Vernon, Texas at 1 p.m. in the Cowtown Classic. Down in Fort Worth, you can follow them through their live stats. Baseball tomorrow, North Iowa will play Highland at 12 noon, followed by Highland versus Cloud County at 2:30, and then Nyack will take on Cloud County at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Women and men's indoor track and field continue their action at the Region 6 Championships at Pittsburgh State University. Live stats are available, or live results are available at this time on the Jayhawk Conference website at kjccc.org. Greg, how would you pronounce the young man's first name?
Statches.
Huh?
Statches.
Stature. Okay. Stature McLeod, a 6', 170-pound freshman out of Overland Park, Kansas. ERA of 0. He's got 1 loss on the year. He's had one appearance in the contest. He pitched 1 inning. He gave up 4 runs, none of them earned, on 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 homer. So Josh Moore leaves the hill after throwing 83 total pitches, 51 strikes, and 32 balls. He gave up 10 runs on 12 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. So McLeod inherits a runner at first with nobody down here in the top of the third, as Nyack has pushed 4 runs across. And the first pitch thrown is a ball. Check out the runner at first. McLeod, excuse me. Misses down low. Ball 1. Or make it 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. And a pitch, fastball. Strike on the outside corner. As Rob Glendenning was taking all the way. Glendenning again, sophomore out of Perth, Western Australia. A single to right in the first, a single to the left in the second. Makes him 2 for 2 in the contest. The only player to have 2 hits in the ball game. Or you have to back that up. One of 2 players to have 2 hits in the ball game. McLeod walks his first battery face. And that'll bring up the cleanup batter in Troy Bullingham. Bullingham doubled to center field in the first inning, and then singled to right back in the second. And the first pitch from McLeod to strike. Why, Nowak wanted to go out and talk to his pitcher. Did that. We're ready for the 0-1. I'll get the boys' names a little better. I'm still in basketball mode. This is the first home game they've had. A big swinging on a big lollipop curve that came in. And Stature ahead in the count 0-2. Fastball misses low and outside. Count 1-2. Don't forget, we will have video of both Highland games tomorrow. There will be no play-by-play, as I'll be up doing the play-by-play for the women's and men's basketball games starting at 1 o'clock. We'll be back on Sunday to bring you those 2 final ball games of the home series against Nyack and Cloud County. Then we'll be back on the air again with Scotties Sports Network on Monday as Johnson County comes to town for the final regular season home contest for Highland. Two and two coming from Stature McLeod. Fastball dribbled to third base. Park has it. He'll tag out the runner, go to first base, and got him. Nice play by James Park to get the 5-3 double play. So Nyack has a runner at second base with 2 down here in the top of the third. And Austin Ladeau at the plate. Walked in the first, struck or singled to center. Back in the second. Makes him 0-1, or makes him 1-1 officially. Spencer Holleran, who had a 3-run dinger in the first inning in the on-deck circle. McLeod checks the runner at second. Big sweeping breaking ball upstairs for the strike. Lowe batted .301 again last year as a freshman. Starting first baseman for the Trojans this year. McLeod delivers the 1-1. That one missed outside. McLeod peers into Nowak. Good time called as pitcher steps back off the rubber. Fastball misses down low, and the count goes to 3-1. Tell you, Greg, if them numbers were any smaller than that scoreboard out there, I'd have to be using my binoculars. My eyes are getting too old at that distance anymore. Three-one pitch to the batter. 2 out, a runner on second. Ground ball foul and a changeup. That'll take the count to full. So a 3-2 pitch. Coming to the batter, Austin Ladeau. Big old lollipop curve, fouled at the plate. Count remains 3-2. Missed outside, ball 4, and he walked him. Second walk given up by Thatcher McLeod. That's going to bring up Spencer Holleran. Holleran with a 3-run homer in the first and a fly out to shortstop in the second. Take the first offering from Thatcher McLeod, the freshman out of Overland Park, for strike. Runners at first and second now for the Trojans. Breaking ball stayed upstairs. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out, 2 on for Nyack. We're in the top of the third. They put 5 on the board on the first, 1 on the board in the second, 4 on the board here in the third. And lead the Scotties 10-0. Fastball down low. The ball gets out in front. Well, the runner cannot advance. Count will go to 2-1. On the number 6 batter in the Trojan lineup, Spencer Holleran. Holleran had 42 RBIs a year ago as a freshman, 4 homers, 1 triple, 13 doubles. And a fastball drift foul that flies over the first base dugout. Cloud comes set, checks the second runner. Ground ball third base, it's foul. Then goes over to the Highland dugout. Count will go 2-2. Two pitch. Ground ball. Slow roller to third. Park over to first base. Cannot make the play. The runner will come home. And a Nyack now with 6 runs on the board here in the third inning. Or excuse me, 5 runs down the third inning. They lead 11-0. Hard play for Parks. As he came in, he fielded it well, but the ball was a little bit high. And that'll go down as an E5. And Nyack has batted around here in the third inning. As Brandon Michie at the plate. Ground ball, right-hand side. That's going to get past the diving second baseman out into right. Another run scores, and the runner will head into second base as the throw goes to third. And now the merry-go-round continues for Nyack. Thirteenth hit for Nyack here in the ball game. Michie will get recovered with a single to right. His third hit of the ball game. He'll go in the second on the throw to third. It's now Blake Whitecotton, the catcher at the plate. Whitecotton had a 2-run homer earlier in this inning. He struck out looking back in the first inning. Nyack with 12 runs on 13 hits to my count. Big lollipop curve stayed way upstairs. Scotties came in with it. Team ERA for Highland coming into the contest was 8.74, and it's going to blossom from here. McLeod on the hill in relief, and the pitch down low out in front of the plate. The runner stumbled. We cannot get back to the bag. Knew that Nyack was a very good ball club. They finished 49-16 a year ago. North Plains champion in Division II in the NJCAA. Went 1-2 at the national tournament last season. Strike 3 got him looking. First strikeout for Stature McLeod. But the Trojans put 6 on the board here in the third. We go to bottom of 3. It's Nyack 12, Highland 0. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Due up for the Scotties, the number 9, 1 and 2 batters in their order. Gates Glassell, Logan Rycraft, and Cody Houston. And on the hill, number 22, Dan Loach. Loach has thrown 37 pitches for just 2 innings of work, 24 strikes and 13 balls. Allowed no runs on 1 hit. He has struck out 3 and walked 1. Lady Scotties in a battle down in Fort Worth. They lead Seminole State, Oklahoma by the count of 4-3. Seminole ranked 12th, I believe, in Division I. Want to give a shout out to Master Solution, who says Highland Baseball. Not sure who you are, but thank you for tuning in for me. As we've heard from Western Australia and Canada so far this afternoon. So Gates Glasgow, a 5'9", 160-pound sophomore out of Valley Fall, Kansas, has a no batting average on the year. Been to the plate 6 times. 1 run, no hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And Loach starts him off 0-1. The pitch upstairs, 1-1. Foul ball right-hand side. That gets out of play. And the count goes to 1-2 on the leadoff batter for the Scotties, Gates Glasgow. Glasgow, the second baseman, batting number 9 hole. Fastball, foul back and out of play. Loach on the hill had an ERA a year ago of 3.97. Strike, says home plate, or missed outside, says home plate umpire. Count goes 2-2. Loach worked in 65 and 2/3 inning of work a year ago. Ground ball at the middle. Second baseman cannot handle it cleanly. And Highland has a base runner on the air. That'll go down to E4. And that'll bring up Logan Rycraft. Rycraft led the bottom of the first off with a fly out to right. His first time at the plate. Logan again, 5'8" freshman out of Mount Vernon, Missouri, batting 100. Pitch high and outside, ball 1. Rycraft with an on-base average of 357 so far early in the season. Big lollipop change, got the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Glassel at first base has not attempted a stolen bag this year. With 4 games in for Highland. Upstairs, 2-1. That one misses the zone. The count now goes 3-1. Loach has walked 1 batter. That was back in the first inning. He struck out 3 since then. And giving up just 1 hit, ball 4. So Scotties with runners on. First 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 3rd. And that'll bring up Cody Houston. Houston went down swinging back in the first inning. His only trip to the plate so far. The sophomore out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, batting $125. Again, Cody's been to the plate 8 times this year. No runs on 1 hit. He's now got 4 strikeouts on the year. But decent speed on the base pads for the Scotties. Fastball, outside corner for a strike. Loach gets the sign he wants from his catcher, and here's the pitch to the plate after a quick check to second base. Breaking ball down inside, runner will have to hold. As the ball got away from the catcher. Ball was called a strike down and in. The count now goes to 0-2 on Cody Houston. Houston is starting center fielder for the Scotties this year. Fastball upstairs, 1-2. Loach really gets occupied with the runner at second, making sure he holds him close. Temperatures are getting a little cooler. We're in the shade here, underneath the press box. Swinging on a nice cough speed pitch, and down goes Cody Houston. So Houston goes down strikeout or swinging for the second time today. Fourth strikeout of the contest for Dan Loach. Now to bring up James Park, third baseman. Park walked back in the first inning, left on the base pass. Takes the first pitch down and in for ball one. James, who leads the team in homers with 2, leads the team in RBIs with 4. Batting .643 with runners in scoring position. He's been to the plate 14 times this year. 3 runs on 3 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Line drive out to left. That's going to be caught by the left fielder. And the runner will have to hold. Nice play out in left by Spencer Holloran for Nyack to hold Highland at first and second. So Rob Rusecka will step in with 1 down here and 2 on. Or excuse me, 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the third. We're scheduled to go to 9. Scotties have got to come up with some runs or we're going to be stopping at 7. We're now just in the bottom of the third. Breaking ball. That one dropped in the back of the bucket, says the home plate umpire. Rusecka batting .429 this year. .571 with runners in scoring position. He had 1 double against Barton County that drove in 3 runs down in Poto, Oklahoma, down at Carl Albert State last weekend. Scotties with an error and a walk, a strikeout, and a line out to left. They've gotten 2 outs and runners at first and second. Count now goes to 1-2 on the Highland DH, Rob Rusecka. Rusecka went down looking the last time he played back in the first inning. That ended the Highland half. As Loach checks his runner again at second, and here's the pitch. Strike 3. They're going to throw down to first base to retire the side, and they do. Highland leaves 2 on the base pad. They do not score. We go to the top of the 4th. It's North Iowa 12, Highland 0. I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Anything. Root beer is fine. Shout out to former Nyack player Ryan Moran out in Bridgeport, Connecticut, watching us. Want to give Spencer Holloran a shout out. Also want to give a hello to Sports Information Director Kirk Hardcastle, watching up in Mason City. Appreciate your kind words, young man. Then you got a bit of snow up yonder. We had some a while back. We haven't had any for quite a while. It's been close to 70 degrees here for the last 3 days. Kelsey White Cotton is watching tonight from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Also Richard Eckberg, watching from Sydney, Australia. Ray Marchabroda, watching from Saskatchewan, Canada. And Andrea Billingham, watching us this afternoon from Perth, Western Australia. Glad you folks join in on our conversation on the left-hand side of the screen. Thatcher McLeod has thrown 29 pitches since coming in relief, 15 strikes and 14 balls. The first pitch to the batter, Jonathan Cruz, is a single to right, or single to left, excuse me. And that is the 14th hit of the ball game that I have for Nyack. Leadoff batter on, Malik Ziegler can now come to the plate. Ziegler walked in the first, grounded out to third and the second, and double to right field in the third as Nyack batted around. Pitch taken for a strike. Nyack had a batting average of .333 a year ago as a team. That pitch down low, but no, caught the corner at the knee, says home plate umpire. 0-2 to count, so McLeod out ahead. Checking a runner at first. Change up, stayed upstairs. Ball two. Or ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up to 62 viewers this afternoon on our stream. We're real tickled about that. I know Ivan is up above. Check swing. The umpire said he did not go around. The count will go to 2-2. Ziegler at the plate, a sophomore out of Des Moines, Iowa. Thatcher McLeod came back in the third inning and gave up a couple runs. There's strike 3 swing through it. Second strikeout of the contest for Thatcher McLeod. That'll bring up the number 2 batter in the Nyack lineup, Connor Enoch. Enoch reaches on a fielder's choice in the first, struck out looking in the second, then singled to right center in the third. Big lollipop breaking ball got in for the strike. Checking the runner at first, and here's the pitch. Fastball. Misses outside, says the gentleman in the black shirt. Count goes to 1-1. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the top of the fourth with North Iowa area leading at 12-0. That big breaking ball misses outside. Count goes 2-1. Don't forget, North Iowa will play Highland tomorrow at 12 noon. Highland will take on Cloud County at 2:30, and then Nyack will take on Cloud at 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Fly ball down the right-hand side. That's going to be in foul territory as the right fielder cannot get to it. So Connor Enoch has life. We will have the games available over the internet tomorrow. We will have one stream for both Highland ball games at noon and 2:30. But there will be no play-by-play as I'll be up at the field house bringing everyone the action from the men's and women's basketball game versus Heston tomorrow. I'll be back on on the air on Sunday with both Highland games on that day. The schedule that we had earlier in the year got bumped around a little bit. Games on Sunday will be Nyack at 12 noon takes on Highland. Nyack will take on Cloud County at 2, so they can get out of here and head for home. And then Cloud County will take on Highland at 5 o'clock. Cloud now with runners at, Nyack now with runners at first and second. One down on the big blue scoreboard on the left. And Robbie Glendenning at the plate. Glendenning 2 for 2 officially. 2 singles and a walk. Takes that one right out to right center. That's going to drop in. Nice job of hitting by Robbie Glendenning. He took the first pitch and put it right out in right center, and the bases are loaded. So the bases are loaded for Troy Bullingham. A double to center in the first, a single to right in the second, and he grounded into a 5-3 double play in the third. He had 58 RBIs a year ago as a freshman with 8 home runs, and he batted .332. He's batting in the cleanup spot this afternoon. Swing and a miss on a pitch on the inside corner. Wind still blowing out to left center here at the ballpark. Steady wind once the ball gets up in the air. We're down here in a hole, down in the draw a little bit. Blowing out about 25 miles, gusting over 30. That helped a couple balls leave the ballpark. That pitch a strike on the outside corner. Takes it a 0-2 count. Austin Ledoux in the on-deck circle. Fastball out to right. That's going to drop in front. Right fielder slips and falls to the ground. 1 run will score. And that'll go down as a single to right. That is the 16th hit of the ball game for Nyack. Baida at the plate, the first baseman. A walk, single, and a walk. Through 3 innings of work at the plate. The Trojans again with the bases loaded and 1 down here in the top of the 4th with 1 run across. They lead at 13-0. And a strike on the outside corner leads him off. Austin Ledoux, a sophomore out of Hastings, Minnesota, batting .301 a year ago as a freshman. He had a .557 slugging percentage back in 2015. Lifts that one up, left-hand side. Park comes in foul territory, will make the catch, and there's 2 down. Big out for the Scotties there. Spencer Halloran now at the plate. Or correction, we've got a pinch hitter coming in for Nyack. And at the plate is number 29, Cam Shannon, a freshman from Altoona, Iowa. So Shannon's seeing his first work of the season. Swing and a miss on a fastball right down Broadway. Count goes to 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 0-2 count on the batter. And Highland definitely needing out of the inning. Thatcher McLeod on the hill. Comes into agreement with Nowak. Fouls that fastball right back out of play. And it came right back to the screen here to us. Pitch down in the dirt. Nice block by Nowak to keep the runner at third. Brandon Michi still in the on-deck circle. Should Cam Shannon here get on base and extend the inning. 1-2 the pitch. Fastball. And he called it a ball. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Line drive to right. That's going to get into the corner. 1 run scores. 2 run will score. The batter will hold up at first, and they've got runners at the corners. 2 RBI, single to right, down the right field line. And it's 15-0 in favor of the North Iowa area Trojans. And Brandon Michi at the plate. Michi, the freshman out of Brisbane, Australia. 3 for 3 in the contest. A triple to left center in the first. A single to center and a single to right in the third as the Trojans batted around. I want to give a shout out to Coach Hergerts, who is watching from Leland, Iowa on the big 70-inch TV, he says. McLeod now has thrown 43 pitches since coming in relief, 23 strikes and 20 balls. Two-one count, pitch down low, 3-1. Three and one count to Brandon Michi. That miss inside, ball 4, the bases are loaded. That is the third walk given up by Stature McLeod. And Rick Everybody's going to come out and discuss things. No action in the Highland bullpen, no action in the Nyack bullpen. So the remainder of the ball game goes to Stature McLeod at this point. And Blake Whitecotton, the catcher at the plate. Whitecotton with a 2-run home run back in the third, sandwiched between 2 strikeout lookings. And the first pitch to Whitecotton is a strike. Whitecotton, the 9th batter to come to the plate here. In the 4th inning, as North Iowa's put 3 runs across here in the 4th, ground ball, third base. Park will take it himself, step on base. North Iowa leaves the bases loaded. They get 3 on the board. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Trojans 15, the Scotties 0. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Just stop. Just click on the stop stream. I'll do it for you. Thank you, Ivan. So Dan Lotes, back on the hill for his fourth inning of work. He's thrown 58 total pitches through 3 innings, 36 strikes and 22 balls. Allowed no runs on just 1 hit. He has struck out 5 and walked 2. And he's going to face the middle third of the Highland lineup in Wyatt Nowak, Tanner Dungan, and Ryan Greisinger. Now we're waiting for the catcher to come out. Have us a little bit of lapse in time.
Hey, good throw, Blake. Atta baby.
Lady Scotties locked up in a 6-6 tie, the top of the 6th, down in Fort Worth, Texas, with Seminole State, Oklahoma. And Wyatt Novak checks in. Novak flied out to center to lead off the Highland second. His only trip to the plate. Take the first offering from Dan Lotes for a strike. Wyatt again, a 6'1", 235-pound freshman out of Karn, Missouri, batting .400 on the year. It's quickly down in the count, 0-2. Breaking ball down low and away. So a 1-2 count to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the third. Or make at the bottom of the fourth to Wyatt Novak. Change up, or breaking ball, excuse me. Misses, and the count now goes 2-2. Again, we will have both Highland games on the air tomorrow without play-by-play. Foul ball back and out of play. It'll all be up at the field house, bringing you the women's and men's basketball games against Heston at 1 and 3. Ball games tomorrow for Highland will be at 12 noon and 2:30. Taking on North Iowa, first game of the day at noon. Then Cloud County at 2:30. And then Nyack and Cloud will play each other at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Ball 4, he walked him. Had him 0-2 and lost him. Just the third walk given up by Dan Lotes this afternoon. That's going to bring up Tanner Dungan. Tanner, with the only hit off of Lotes this afternoon, a double to left center back in the second inning. But he was stranded on the base path. Pitch high and outside. Ball one. Games on Sunday. Baseball action. We'll bring you all those over the Sky Sports Network with play-by-play. Starting at 12 noon, 2:30, and then 5 o'clock. Highland will play the early and last game of the day on Sunday. And if my voice holds out, I'll be doing basketball on Monday as Johnson County comes to town to take on the Lady Scotties and Scotties at 5 and 7. Dungan at the plate, 6 foot, 380-pound freshman out of Omaha, Nebraska. Takes that pitch at the letters for a strike. Nobody down. Runner on first. Carrying the bottom of the fourth. And leading North Iowa area by A 15-0 score. Swing and a miss. Evens it out at 2-2. Dunnigan again has been at the plate 5 times this year. No runs on, no hits. He's walked twice and struck out once. Picked up his lone hit of the season back in the 2nd inning. Ground ball foul. I'll take a little swig. Go on. Oh, well, thank you, young man. I'll take it here in a little bit. Fly ball. Popped it up on the infield. Catcher going out for it. The wind causing some trouble, but he makes the catch. And now there's one down in the inning. Now to bring up Ryan Greisinger. Greisinger grounded out to 3rd back in the 2nd inning for his only trip to the plate. Blake Whitecotton with a nice defensive play to make the catch. Change up on the inside corner for a strike. Greisinger, 6'4", 250-pound freshman out of Cameron, Missouri, batting .125 on the season through 4 games. 8 at-bats, 2 runs, 1 hit, 3 walks, no strikeouts coming into today's action. Pitch on the outside corner. He couldn't pull the trigger, and he's quickly down in the hole, 0-2. Highland with just 1 hit in the ball game off of Dan Loach, and that came back in the 2nd inning. Highland with just 4 base runners in the ball game through the first 3 innings. Ground ball to foul. That's a fair ball. Hopped over the bag, goes into the corner, gets off of the fence. Dan Highland will go in with runners now at 2nd and 3rd as Greisinger picks up his first double of the year on an 0-2 pitch. So the Scotties have got something going here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. We're going to have a pinch runner come in for Greisinger, and that's number 3. And number 3 for the Scotties, as I check it quickly, is Troy Nichols. Nichols, a 5'8", 155-pound freshman out of Fargo, North Dakota. So Nichols into pinch run for Greisinger at 2nd after the double 2-out, or after the 1-out double down the left field line. Jake Hansen now at the plate. Hansen went down swinging. Back in the 2nd inning, the 3rd strikeout victim of Dan Loach this afternoon. Jake, a 6'3", 210-pound freshman out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas, batting .200. Line drive right back up the gut. That's going to score 1. They're going to hold up the runner at 3rd. Highland will not try to run themselves out of the inning. So back-to-back hits by the Scotties, and they've eliminated the goose egg on the scoreboard. And Gates Gassel at the plate. Gassel, who led off the bottom of the 3rd with an error by the 2nd baseman, but was left stranded on the base pass, now at the plate. And pitch way outside. Ooh. Caught the corner, says the home plate umpire, for strike. Now I've got Dan Loach now with 76 total pitches in the ball game, 48 strikes and 28 balls. No runs on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts so far. Foul ball right-hand side, and he's ahead on the count on Gassel, 0-2. Check out the runner at first and the pitch. Fastball stayed upstairs. Count 1-2. Time called at the plate. As somebody took a little too much time that the other person didn't like. Gassel at the plate, the sophomore out of Valley Falls, Kansas. Fastball inside corner, dribbles foul over the top of the third base dugout. Scotty's trying to snap a 6-game losing streak that extends back into 2015. Runners at the corners with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Scotty's with a run on the board in the inning. Strike 3, got him looking. And that is the 6th strikeout of the contest for Dan Lotes. That'll bring up the top of the Highland lineup and Logan Rycraft. Rycraft with a fly out to right in the first and a walk in the third. Takes the first offering from Dan Lotes for ball 1. Dan Lotes again, a sophomore out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Had an ERA as a freshman of 3.97. Breaking ball, caught the outside corner. Counter evens up at 1-1. Scotties with a team batting average this year of 189 after the 4 games down in Oklahoma. There's another breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes 2-1. Coming up on 3:52 p.m. here in Highland, Kansas, northeast Kansas. We're 28 miles east of the Missouri River in the state of Missouri, about 10 miles south of the Nebraska line. Pitch upstairs, count of 3-1. Started out at 68 degrees. Feels a little cooler than that at the moment. The wind blowing out the dead center field at 20 to 25 miles an hour, gusting over 30. Tomorrow it should be a perfect day for baseball with no wind at all. Strike on the outside corner, taken all the way, and the count out full. So the runner at first will be off with the pitch, with 2 down here in the inning. There goes the runner, ground ball, it's up the middle. Second baseman knocks it down but cannot handle it. 1 run scored. Runner goes into first and third. Scotties still have something going here in the inning. Scotties now with 2 runs and 4 innings, or 2 runs and 4 hits. And now at the plate, Jacob Lentz. Lentz, a 6', 195-pound sophomore out of Bennington, Nebraska, batting .250 on the year. He's been to the plate 4 times, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 RBI. 2 walks in the season. As he's batting for Cody Houston, who struck out twice. So all of a sudden there's a kink in Dan Lotes' armor. As the Scotties have put 2 runs on the board here in the bottom of the fourth and still have runners at the corner with 2 outs. Swing and a miss on a fastball up around the eyes. Count goes 2-1. Scotties led the inning off with a walk, a double, a single, a strikeout, and a single. Swing and a miss and blew that past him. It's now 2-2. Is Loach right now just rearing back and throwing some heat. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Scotties with 2 runs across the board. Here's 2-2. Missed outside, count full. So Jacob Lentz at the plate, pinch hitting. And the runner on first will be off. And Logan Rycroft. There goes Rycroft. He steals second base outright.
Heads up. Way to go.
Nyack not worried about it. They got a 15-2 lead. They just want to get the out. And the out's going to be at the plate or at first base. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Jacob Lentz. Foul ball. The pitch was high and out of the zone. But Jacob had to defend the plate. Foul ball off the fist over the right-hand side and out of play. James Park in the on-deck circle. Should Lentz extend the inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3, struck him out. That is the 7th strikeout of the ball game for Dan Loach. The Scotties leave 1 on the base paths. They put 2 on the board. We go to the top of 5. It's North Iowa 15, Highland 2. I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Due up for North Iowa in the top of the 5th is Ziegler, Enox, and Glendingy. And a new pitcher on the hill for the Scotties is, as soon as I can see his number 26. And number 26 is Damian Vela. Vela's a 5'8", 210-pound right-handed freshman out of Kansas City, Kansas. He's got an ERA of 21.6. He's had 1 appearance so far this season. He pitched an inning and 2/3, giving up 6 runs, 4 of them earned. 8 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. And he's got 1 throwing error on the season so far. So he'll be the 3rd pitcher to come into the ball game for the Scotties. Lady Scotties softball trails Seminole, Oklahoma, 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th down in Fort Worth, Texas at the Cowtown Classic. Highland earlier today defeated North Central Missouri out of Trenton in their first contest down at Fort Worth. And we've got a pinch hitter at the plate. And I'm sorry about that. I missed it just for a second. Take it all the way. Take that for a strike. I believe it's number 16, Fisher Durbala, a freshman out of Burlington, Iowa, is at the plate. I believe that's his number 16. He'll bat for Ziegler. Takes it for a strike. Count goes 2-2. Foul ball back out of play. Fly ball, deep left center. Going back, and that's out of here. So Fisher DeBala with a leadoff home run. And the Trojans are now up 16-0. And now at the plate for Nyack, number 3. As I hustle through my computer here and try to get their roster up in front of me. Well, this is Ziegler, my mistake. Verbala batted for Jonathan Cruz in the number 7 spot, I guess. Swing and a miss. And struck him out. First strikeout for Damian Vila. That's coming up, number 13, Connor Enoch, second baseman. Enoch reached on a fielder's choice, struck out looking, had a single to center in the 3rd, and then was hit by a pitch in the 5th. One ball, no count. Count now goes 2-0 on Enoch. Vila delivers. Breaking ball and walked him. Now batting, number 6 is Robbie Glendenning. He's got 3 hits in the ball game and a walk. Single to right, a single to left, a walk, and a single to right center. Runner on first with nobody down here in the top of the 5th. And the Trojans with a run across in the inning on a solo homer by Fisher DeBala. A pinch hit solo homer. Breaking ball way upstairs. Damian Vila again, a 5'8", 210-pound right-handed freshman out of Kansas City, Kansas, the number 3 pitcher in the contest so far for the Scotties. Ball hit shortstop, cannot handle the play. The runner will be safe as the ball was in the hole. And I'll give it an infield single. That's hit number 19 for the Trojans so far in the contest. Troy Bullingham due up next here. I'll have to double check the number here. Second runner at second. Breaking ball stayed upstairs. No, caught the corner, says nobody up there. Bullingham. 3 for 4 in the contest. A double, 2 singles, and a ground out double play. Change up, missed inside. Count now goes 1-1. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Top of the 5th. That one misses down low. Count now goes 2-1. North Iowa with 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 6 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. Scotties got their lone 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Your score is 16-2 in favor of the Trojans. Scheduled for a 9-inning contest, and this one may not go that far. Unless the Scotties come back with a pretty good rally here in the next 3 innings. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed off-speed pitch by Vila. Had Bullingham out in front. Two pitch coming. Ground ball foul over the third base dugout. Sun getting down in the western sky, and that's going to be a problem for the left-handed side of the diamond. Here in the afternoon at the community ballpark in Highland, Kansas. The wind still blowing out of the west, blowing out to the left right at the moment. There's a big American flag out in center field. Wind not blowing much at all here by the home plate as the wind has started to die down. Supposed to die down to almost nothing tomorrow and make a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Again, the games tomorrow start at 12 o'clock and followed by 2:30 and 5. Nyack will play Highland in the first contest tomorrow. Highland will take on Cloud County at the 2:30 match, and then Nyack will take on Cloud County at the 5 o'clock ball game. Ball 4, and he walked him. And that'll load the bases. And Rick Everly's going to go out to the circle after having a couple choice words with home plate umpire. Again, no work in the bullpen for the Scotties. No work in the bullpen for North Iowa. Austin Ladeau at the plate. He walked in the first, singled to center in the second, then walked in the third, then flied out to the third baseman in foul territory in the 5th. So Damian Vila on the hill in relief. He is the third pitcher in the contest for the Scotties. Pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch down in the dirt, 1-1. Vila gets the sign he likes. It comes to the plate. Breaking ball lifted out to right. That's going to skew foul and be out of play into the batting cage down the right field line. Highland Track and Field taking part in the Region 6 Indoor Championships down at Pittsburgh State University in Pittsburgh, Kansas today and tomorrow. I'm sure you can get live results from the track meet on the conference website at KJCCC.org. Also softball, baseball, basketball results. Busy weekend this weekend here in Highland. Alumni basketball day tomorrow. Ball games at 1 and 3 on sophomore day. I'll be up doing those 2 games tomorrow. So your games tomorrow here will not have play-by-play. Ball down low. Ball gets away, but the runner will not attempt to score. I will be back, though, on Sunday with both ball games. The first 2 of the day on Sunday. Schedule got turned around a little bit. Sunday it'll be Cloud County versus Highland in the game number 1. Nyack will play Cloud County. Let me verify that what I got right in front of me. No, North Iowa will play at 12 and 2:30 on Sunday. Trojans will play tomorrow at 12 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Here in this little triangular. Off the fist, ground ball. Shortstop will go to first base in time, but 1 run scores. Run crosses. 1 came across. Yeah, 1 came across. So it's now 17-2 in favor of the Trojans. Cam Shannon at the plate. He singled to right back in the 5th inning when he came in for a pinch hit. Fastball blew past him. Foul ball tipped the catcher's glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shannon batting in the number 5 spot, or make that the number 6 spot. Pitched low and outside. Two and 1 to the freshman out of Altoona, Iowa. Fastball way outside. Count now goes 3 and 1. First base is open. 2 outs, 2 on. Runners at second and third for the Trojans, who have already put 2 across here. In the 5th, one of them was a solo homer by Fisher Dubala. He came in and pitched hit the number 9 spot. Strike 3, got him looking. Now that's 2 outs, okay. So our scoreboard was off. Brandon. Oh, now he walked him. Excuse me. First off, he rung him out, and he said it was that was just 2 strikes. Okay, so now the bases are loaded. We've got two outs in the inning on a strikeout and a ground out to the short. And Brandon Meachie at the plate. Meachie with a triple, a single, and a walk. And he's quickly down in the count, 0-2. Meachie, a freshman out of Brisbane, Australia. And a pitch. Strike 3, got him out. So 2 strikeouts, looking retired aside. But the Trojans put 2 across here in the 5th. 17-2 your score. We're going to bottom of 5. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. And a new pitcher on the hill for the Trojans. And I believe this is number 33. Double check it and make sure. 38, excuse me. They don't have a 38. They don't have a 39. Tyler, you got number 30. Okay. Number 30 is Tyler Jacobson. He's a freshman out of Elkhorn, Iowa now on the hill in relief. He'll replace Dan Loach. Loach threw 94 pitches through 4 innings of work. 59 strikes, 35 balls. He gave up 2 runs on 7, make that 2 runs on 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 7 in the contest. And Jacobson's going to face the 3, 4, and 5 batters in the Highland lineup: James Park, Rob Ruzicka, and Wyatt Nowak. Park 0 for 1 officially. He walked in the first and lined out to the left fielder back in the third. Park's a 6'2", 195-pound sophomore out of Toronto, Alberta, Canada. Strike. My apologies. Toronto is not in Alberta. My geography left off better. Popped him up, shallow right. Right fielder circles in. And we'll make the one-handed catch for the out. There's one down. Rob Ruzick at the plate. Rob batting .429. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out twice. Once looking in the first and once swinging in the third. He's the DH this afternoon. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Swing and a miss. And quickly, the Highland DH is down the count 0-2. Jacobson finally comes in agreement with the catcher. Fastball taken right-hand side. It's going to be in play, and the first baseman makes the catch. Nice catch next to the fence. By number 10, Matt Pulaski. Fly ball out to right. Catch is made, and that'll retire the side. Scotties go 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the 5th. We go top of 6. It's North Iowa 17, Highland 2. I'll be back in a second. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Damian Vila returns to the hill. Now I've got him to face the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the Trojan lineup: White Cotton, Durbala, and Ziegler. Again, games tomorrow at 12 noon. The Trojans will take on Highland. 2:30. Highland will take on Cloud County, and at 5 o'clock, the Trojans will take on Cloud County. Games on Sunday have been revamped a little bit. Nyack will play the 12 o'clock and the 2:30 ball games. They'll start off with Highland at 12, Cloud County at 2:30, and then Highland will take on Cloud County to finish out the weekend at 5 o'clock. Again, thank all of you that are tuning in this afternoon over our Scotties Sports Network. 44 watching at this time. We've had as high as 50 to my count earlier in the day. Hope you enjoy our broadcast. We'll bring you as many Highland home ball games as possible this year. And I'll be sharing time with down at the baseball or down at softball. Lady Scotties lost to Seminole, Oklahoma by the final score of 7-6. Blake Whitecotton at the plate. Whitecotton, 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a 2-run homer in 4 trips to the plate so far in this contest. The down count 0-1. Ground ball foul. Foul ball, strike 2. Damian Vila requested a specific baseball. Got it from the home plate umpire. And a count of 0-2. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 6th. Pitches upstairs, ball 1. The Trojans with 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 6 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Scotties were shut out until the 4th, and they picked up their 2 runs and went 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 5th. And we're at the top of the 6th. The Trojans leading at 17-2. Reached out and slapped that one out to right. That's going to carry well, but a fly out. There's 1 down. And that'll bring up number 16, Fisher Durbala. Durbala, freshman of Burlington, Iowa, sent a solo homer over the right center field wall back in the 6th inning to lead the inning off. Takes that pitch high and outside for ball 1. Again, do not have any stats on Durbala. This is the first ball game of the year for North Iowa. And they're taking up right where they left off last year, finishing 49-16 on the year. And the North Plains champions in Division II in the NJCAA. Trojans coming in 13th in the preseason Division II poll. Pitch outside. Count goes to 3-0. Vila gets the sign he wants from Nowak, and here's the pitch. 3-0. Strike. The official took a step back to call that strike, and I thought he was going to ring him up. Been a long day, but still got to get a couple of balls in there. That misses, ball 4. Malik Ziegler at the plate. Ziegler with a walk in the first, a ground out to the third baseman in the second. Double to right in the third. Went down swinging in the fifth. Went down swinging in the sixth. Big old lollipop curve ball comes in at the strike for the letters. I promise I'll get better, folks. I'm still in basketball mode at the moment. Baseball first game of the year at home here. Doing play-by-play on basketball is a little bit faster. You got a lot more dead air to fill here at baseball and softball. Did a track and field meet the other day. We had over 500 views during a track meet that lasted about 4.5 hours. We've had a really good turnout on the Scotties Sports Network this year after switching over from where we were onto YouTube. Again, you can watch all these broadcasts delayed and live on just about everything you can get a video to go on. Off of the fifth. That taken out. Well, wow. Well hit. Gone. That ball went off of the fist and got out of here in a hurry. A 2-run home run by Malik Ziegler. And that is now the 20th hit to my count in the ball game for North Iowa. And it's now 19-2. Most runs Highland has given up this year. This will bring up Connor Enochs. Enoch's 6th trip to the plate here in the ball game. And we're still in the 6th inning. Fielder's choice, strikeout looking, single to center. Been hit by a pitch, a walk. Strike, says the home plate umpire. I'll jump over here to the Highland live stats, double check it. Popped him up, right hand side. Second baseman goes out to the edge of the grass and makes the catch for the out. There's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Robbie Glendenning. Glendenning is 4 for 4 with a walk. All singles in the ball game. 1 to right, 1 to left, 1 to right center, and an infield single. Pitch high and outside. Unofficially, Nyack has got 15 hits in the ball game. They got 16 hits in the ball game. Both teams with 1 error. Highland stats show just 1 hit, so they're behind. Of course, stats have not been put out since the 4th inning. And I don't know whether they lost their signal or the Scotties over there just giving up the stat deal. 19-2, swinging a miss at the plate. They tag him at the plate, get the out, and that'll retire the side. So Nyack puts another 2 runs on the board here in the 6th. We go to bottom of 6, 19-2 in favor of the Trojans. I'll be back in a second. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. New pitcher on the hill for North Iowa. Jump over here real quick, and that's looks like to be number 14. That's Noah Egger. He's a freshman from Waukee, Iowa. 3rd pitcher to come in the ball game for the Trojans, as he'll replace Tyler Jacobson, who was the number 2 pitcher in the ball game. Tanner Dungan. I'll have to see if Jacob or Greisinger comes back into the lineup for sure for Highland. Oh, that's fine. Oh, I'll chew on him. I'll chew on him at any moment. With this score, I can chew on him. Thank you. Dungan 1 for 2 in the contest. A double to the left. It'll fly out to the catcher. First pitch taken for a strike. Pitch down low in the dirt, 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike to the Highland right fielder. Tanner Dungan. Ground ball fouled on the first base side. That'll ricochet off the fence, roll out into right field. So we'll hold up play till that gets retrieved. Have a right-hander working in the Trojan bullpen down the right-hand side. Nobody warming up in the Highland. We do have people down in the Highland bullpen. Pitch down in the dirt. Count now goes full. And he walked him. Leadoff batter is on for the Scotties. And that'll bring up number 34, Phoenix Keller. Phoenix is a 6'3", 245-pound freshman of Wathena, Kansas. He's played in 2 ball games so far this year. He's been at the plate 3 times, no runs, no hits, walk, and a strikeout. Keller at the plate with a 1 ball, no strike count. Runner on first. Fastball down low. Ball 1. I'll make that ball 2. Swing and a miss for the ball that dropped off the table. Swing and a miss. Keller now evens the count out at 2-2. Foul tipped into the catcher's glove and first out of the inning. Jacob Hansen now at the plate. Hansen 1 for 2 in the contest. He struck out swinging in the second. Then singled to the center in the 4th. Pitch to him is a strike from Egger. Noah Egger, number 14, a freshman out of Waukee, Iowa. Ground ball foul. Goes into the first base dugout and scatters the Trojans. Strikeout number 2 for Egger. And that's going to bring up Gates Glassell. Glassell batting at number 9 spot. Glassell's reached on an error back in the 3rd inning, then struck out looking in the 4th in 2 trips to the plate so far. Runner on first with 2 down. A leadoff walk to Dungan, then back-to-back strikeouts for Noah Egger. He's working his 1st inning of work. Fastball right at the shortstop. Out number 3, and Highland goes down. Leave a runner on. We do not score. We go to top of 7. It's the Trojans 19, the Scotties 2. I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Due up for Nyack here in the 7th. Bullingham, Ladeau, and Shannon. The 4, 5, and 6 batters in their lineup. As Damian Vila works his 3rd inning of work. Nyack with 19 runs on 20 hits, 1 error. Highland 2 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. Those stats coming out of the Highland dugout on the live stats. You can follow the Scotties at home this year through their live stats at KJCCC.org. I'll have the link available on the Scotties schedule page. So Troy Bullingham at the plate. Bullingham, 3 for 4 officially. A double, a single, a ground out double play, a single, and a walk so far in the ball game. Takes that pitch down low for ball 1. Ground ball, 3rd baseman. Across the diamond. Nice play at first base to dig it out. And 1 down. Nice job by Phoenix Keller to dig that one out. Phoenix Keller now playing first base for the Scotties. Ladeau at the plate. Correction, we've got a new batter at the plate. My mistake. And that is number 10. Number 10 for the Trojans is Matt Pilarchuk, a freshman out of Ontario, Canada. ball into the dirt and tag out for the out. Strikeout for Damian Vila. Now it's plate number 29, Cam Shannon. Shannon singled to right and walked in 2 trips. Pitch comes in on the inside corner for a strike. Ground ball hard into the first base dugout. Nobody on, 2 down here in the top of the 7th. The Trojans of Nyack, 19. Your Highland Scotties, 2. One-two pitch. Pop him up, shallow center. That's going to fall in there. As the second baseman could not get to it for the Scotties. Another single for the Trojans, and that is hit number 21 in the ball game, unofficially. And this will bring up Brandon Michi. Michi, triple, single, walk, and a strikeout looking. Strike on the outside corner, said the gentleman in the black shirt. Michi, a freshman of Brisbane, Australia. That one down low. Again, North Iowa had a batting average last year of .333. I think they're starting off the season a little better than that this year. Swing and a miss on a big rip. He's down to count 1-2. Ground ball chopper. That parks at third. Cross the diamond in time to Keller. And that'll retire the side. Trojans leave 1 on the base pad. They do not score for the first time in the ball game. We go to bottom of 7. Scotty's down by a bunch, 19-2. Great. Got a guy watching. He's watching on a 70-inch TV. Well, the wind is starting to die down here behind home plate, but it's still blowing strong if you're looking at the center field fence where the flag's at. And a new pitcher on the hill for the Trojans. And that is number 12, Ty Human. Human, a freshman out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Seeing his first action of 2016 as he'll replace Noah Egger, who pitched 2 innings. And due up for the Scotties, the top of their lineup here in the 7th. And Rycraft, Lenz, and Park. So Logan Rycraft will lead us off here. Been to the plate 3 times. He's flied out to right in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, and singled to center in the 4th, picking up the 4th hit for the Scotties here at the ball game. Bluffs the bunt, takes the first strike. Pitch catches the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. 0-2 to leadoff batter, the shortstop for Highland, Logan Rycraft. Freshman out of Mount Vernon, Missouri. Down low and inside. Ball games tomorrow start at 12 noon, 2:30, and 5. We'll bring you both Highland games with video only. There will be no play-by-play as I'll be doing the basketball games in the field house. I'll be back with the play-by-play on Sunday. Fly ball right to left field. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder. He lost control for a moment. Might have lost that one in the sun. So Scotties now with 5 hits to my count in the ball game. And that'll bring up Jacob Lentz. Lentz came in the 4th and pinched hit, went down swinging. Jacob is a 6'1", 195-pound sophomore out of Bennington, Nebraska, batting .250 on the year. Pitch misses the inside corner, and the count goes 2-0.
Let's go, Ty. Deep breath here.
2 balls, no strike to the batter, nobody out. Runner on first, leadoff runner on first on a leadoff single by Logan Rycraft. Pitch down low, 3-0.
Let's go, Ty.
19-2 your score. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Now, unless Highland gets quite a few runs here in the 7th, we're not going to make it to 9.
Let's go, Ty.
Right down Broadway for a strike. The count goes 3-1. Pitch down low, ball 4. First time today the Scotties have their first 2 batters on base. And that'll bring up James Park, the 3rd baseman. Park walked in the 1st, lined out to left in the 3rd, and then flied out to right to lead off the 5th. Fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Again, Ty Human on the hill. Ground ball chopper. That's going to get through the right-hand side. Runners will hold up, and the bases are loaded. And pinch hitting for Rob Rusicka is number 8, Derek Miller.
Let's go, Ty. Come on now.
Derek Miller, 6'2", 190-pound freshman of Olathe, Kansas, has been to the plate 3 times this year. No runs, no hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball off speed pitch. Cat him out in front. He's down the count 0-2. Bottom of the 7th. Scotty with the bases loaded and nobody down. Popped him up, right-hand side. That will get far enough over the fence and out of play. Count remains 0-2 for Derek Miller. Miller, swing and a miss, struck him out. Now batting the catcher, Wyatt Nowak. 6'1", 235-pound freshman out of Karn, Missouri. Batting .400. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. Flied out to center to lead off the second. Walked to lead off the fourth. And then flied out to third to end the fifth. When Highland went 1, 2, 3. Scotties have gone in order only once in the ball game, and that was back in the fifth inning. And there's a strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. Miller with 3 RBIs leads the team in hits with 4 coming into today's action. A double, 5 total bases. He's got a slugging percentage of .500. He's down to count 1-2. As Human change up, fouled off the fist. Ty Human, a freshman out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Gave up a leadoff single, a walk, and a single to load the bases. Then got a strikeout swinging to Derek Miller, who came in and pitched hit for the DH, Robert Zicka. Pitched down low, now to Nowak. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wyatt. Human out of the windup. Strike 3, got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts when he needed it. For Human. And that'll bring up Tanner Dungan. Dungan had the only hit for the Scotties back in the second inning until the fourth, when Highland put their 2 runs on the board. You got a double left center, a fly out to the catcher, and a walk. First pitch to him to strike. Pitch high and outside. Things are cooling down here at the ballpark. Shadows are getting to be longer out of the west. The wind's still blowing out in center, though, out to left field. Should be a considerably nicer ball game, nicer day tomorrow. Strike on the inside corner. 1-2 the count. 2 out. Bases loaded. Bottom of 7. Strike 3 struck him out, and that's your ball game. Final score: North Iowa area 19, Highland 2. Don't forget, games start tomorrow at 12 noon. Nyack will take on Highland. 2:30, Cloud County will play Highland. Then at 5 o'clock, Nyack will take on Cloud County. Games on Sunday have been changed around. Nyack will play the first 2 ball games. They'll take on Highland at 12 noon, Cloud County at 2:30, then Cloud will take on Highland at 5. Don't forget, we'll be on the air tomorrow with video only here from the ballpark for the 12 and 2:30 games. Thank you all for tuning in this afternoon. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast over the Sky Sports Network. We will see you all tomorrow. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, Greg, Ivan said if you'd go up there, and he's got it set to stop stream. That's all you have to do, stop stream and then shut things down.
I think you may be missing a game from Oklahoma.
Huh?
I think you may be missing stats on a game from Oklahoma.
Could be.
I wonder, you said Josh was pitching his first game at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he started the first game in Oklahoma.
From what I got off of the conference website,
Yeah.
they were full.
Twice, I know, and you said this was his first, or they played in one game.
Oh, okay. I'll double check the stats and see.
Nothing major.
Oh, yeah.
Few little things.
Yeah.
Let's so this. Let's so that.
Yeah, from time to time you got to watch out.
Enjoy catching your call on the internet though when I can't make it.
Oh, appreciate that.
Appreciate you doing it.
Again, your final score, Nyack, 19 runs on 21 hits, 1 error. Highland, 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. So again, Greg, if you've shut me off, I shouldn't be hearing myself, but we should be over here in a minute. Yeah, we're still broadcasting, Greg.
Sorry, I thought you were wrong.
Oh, that's fine. No.